Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is F1 2019, and it's the last career, episode number 2. We open at Baku in Azerbaijan. The weight reduction that failed the week prior is now complete, so we have our third upgrade on the car already right away. Of course it's sunny, no surprise on that one. Let's go ahead and move into that first race. Of course we need to get through practice first and foremost. And as always, we will simulate through. So if you have not seen the first episode, make sure you go back and watch that one, but a quick rundown of what we're doing in this series. Practice, simulated. No participation. Qualifying, skipped. No participation. We start in last place, but it's a career mode, so we always start in last place. We have contract objective. We're going to try to do R&D. We're trying to do all that stuff, but in the race, with no flashbacks and full damage on, we try to make our way through the field as best we can. And I am admittedly someone who is not terribly good in the field. Running in the pack. Making passes. Always been my weakness, and that's the basis for this series, is trying to get better at that. Now the one advantage, the only advantage, is that I have the AI set to a low level. So with the AI down, it's possible, but keeping it clean is so hard, partially because the AI is so low, and I'm better. I come up on them a lot faster than expected, more often than not, and avoiding that contact because of that is a factor. So I'm really having to take it easy. Also, no change in setups or anything like that. We're just going in straight default setup. All of that makes things a lot more tricky. The only advantage is the fact that I have the opportunity to be quicker than a lot of the other cars. But getting through that traffic, especially with the F1 2019 AI model, they are relentless and they do not give you space very often at all. F1 2018, you get a nose in there and they're going to clear out. Not in F1 2019. Not at all. We've got 465 points. That's not enough to get any additional upgrades, so just the one engine upgrade coming. But we do have one other on the way already. Rear downforce. Should be ready next week for Spain. It's early season yet, so I shouldn't have any reliability issues. So let's go ahead and skip to the first race of the episode. Again, we're heading to Baku for this one. The rules are 5-lap races. No pit stops. Just quick shootout. It's not long to make your way through the field. And it makes it a lot harder to be patient. And if you have damage, good luck. Quickly found in that one. My first few races didn't go so well. They did not. They really did not. I got better each of the 3 races. We'll see if I can continue that trend. But of course, we're now at a difficult track where it's difficult to overtake except for the main straight. It's a track that I'm really good at in certain ways. There's a couple corners that are a real challenge for me. I'll try to take it a little bit easier on those.
With controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen, Perez, Grosjean, Norris, and Lance Stroll, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Kimi Raikkonen, and Sainz, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, George Russell, and Alexander Albon, Kubica, and the Professor. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Russell got the Williams off the back 2 spots outside of my qualifying grid spot.
You're lower on the grid than we wanted. See to it that we improve throughout the race.
Okay, so I've got the inside. Apparently for turn 1, that's not the place to be. It's a difficult place to do an overtake. Around the outside, wide, could happen. I almost want to just kind of keep my head down on the first turn, second turn, and then maybe try to get a run on turn 3 to make my first move there. But I'm going to be really wary of traffic. Don't want to ruin my race on the first turn, because I'm actually quick at this track, at least when I have my setup down. This is probably my quickest track of the season, or at least just about anyway. There's a couple. Germany is another one that I'm historically quick at. So we'll see what I can do. It's not the easiest place to pass unless you have the pace advantage on that main straight. And of course the AI, it's the corners where they're slow, not on the straights. So we'll see. Those long sweeping corners are usually ones where the car's continuously slow. You can definitely save some time. You don't have that here. It's a lot of quick, tight turns and then long straights. So we'll see how slow they actually are and what I can do with this. But if I can't get through the first lap clean, I'll continue my trend of finishing in the back. Still come through in last. That's okay. I'm in a good position here early on. Big backup. Everybody's protecting to the inside. Oh, no, no, no! Get off me! Kubica! Locked up my wheel. He had me locked in between. So we're up 1 spot. Amazing that there was no damage. But the side pods are not one that they've really figured out in game how to deal with side pod damage. So I'm coming into each of these race weekends without practicing the track, without getting used to how the car handles on the track.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Oh, come on, turn! Jeez. I go literally like 5 miles an hour and it won't turn through there. So now I take wing damage and lose 10 seconds. 5 seconds at least anyway. Just because no matter how slow I went there, it would not turn in. Quickly back up on Kubica. Oh! Wow! Really? He just hit me on purpose. And it's just setting me back even further. The window was open. I go inside it. And then he just punts me into the wall. Ay, ay, ay. And that pushes me back even further. The ground that I had made up and the pass that I was about to make becomes nothing. Intentionally get wide so he gets out of the way this time.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Of course, that was only for 19, and we're off the back again. It'll take us nearly a lap to get caught back up to these guys. Oh, not again, not again. Come on, turn, turn, turn. That was my mistake. I was not reading where I was at on the track. I do have a little wing damage, but it's minor. Had to lift a little through there just to make sure we were safe and secure with this wing damage. Don't want to crash. And that took a whole lap and we still haven't gotten back up there after the time I lost. Oh, I gotta lift! I gotta lift! Oh. That wing damage was enough that at full speed, I couldn't get through there. I can't pit. I cannot pit. I'm gonna have to try to drive with this damage. Oh my goodness, now it doesn't want to turn in at all. Oh, come on, come on. I'm not in last. Kubica must have pit. I'm still ahead of him. But this is not going according to plan. I can't make the turns anymore. The wing is too far gone. I can't turn. I can't turn. And a pit stop effectively ruins your race. The wing is too far gone. I'm not making the turns, even slowing down heavily. So we open with another DNF.
Well done to the team at Mercedes. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like
and just the amazing thing, I had minor contact with Kubica, but other than that, I had a clean race against the cars. It was the wall that took the wing out. Well, no, hey, I forgot Kubica cut across on me and punted me into the wall. That's what destroyed me. But the real thing, I mean, I was still managing through that. The real thing that caught me out was that with the slightly damaged wing, at the highest speed chicane where you're flat out, without the wing damage, you can go through there flat out. With the wing damage, I lifted off, I tried to brake, but there was just no, that left-right requires that downforce, and if it's not there, it's going to do that to you. It used to do that to me all the time in F1 2018. I don't do that anymore, but that's without the wing. That's with the right setup.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead.
So another bad start. Let's see if we could get better.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Let's have your take. Your car is looking a little beaten up. What happened out there today?
No comment. Claire, you're always fishing
More
for
like
negativity.
dodgers than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Rep decrease. It's all
Well,
negative questions.
thanks,
Negative questions. I don't like what they've done with the interview system, especially this year. It's all negatives unless you're winning. And then it's positives. But otherwise, it's all negatives that hurt your rep, that hurt your team. There is no support structure. There's no right answer that's going to give you a positive response. It's all just digs you deeper and deeper. That was bad. That was really bad. We do get those 800 points, but there goes that rep down further and further. And everybody else hates my guts right now.
That's very disappointing. I know you can do better than that. Take stock of what went wrong so you can get a better result next time.
Okay, contract renegotiation.
Renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the
Third?
Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
Let's go for 13th here, huh? Let's take all these off. See if we can take the minors down by a week. Qualifying I'm never going to get, no matter what their target is.
They aren't coming round.
Wow, not even close.
Let's try something else.
It's supposed to be up or down, I don't know. That's down. This doesn't say. Definitely second. Can't go any higher than third there. So what 10th does for us.
They didn't
Okay.
like those times. Let's try again.
This is not good. Okay.
All right, the terms have been agreed.
Wow.
All that's left is to
Sixth.
sign the paperwork. You'll be
I
on
haven't
this
even
new
been
deal
able to
for
get higher than 19th yet. This could be the end of our time with Haas. This contract. Another 4 races. Let's go ahead and spend some points though to get some other upgrades going. We can't double dip anymore at all, so we're gonna just take what we can get. And let's take a look. Where is that? 33%. And the gearbox is fine. We're fine. Okay, so on to the next race weekend. I'm seeing my Haas life flash before my eyes. I think we might only have 4 races left till we get fired and bumped down. Sad thing is we're actually making some rapid progress for the car. I just can't get it under grips. Let's see. 15 driver's points. Championship points. That's difficult for 2 weekends when I haven't finished above. Oh, and that upgrade failed. So let's fix that right away before we jump in. So we're in Spain this time. In a lot of ways, it's an easier track. There's a few difficult spots, and it's a tough first corner on this one. Sometimes it's flowing, and sometimes it's quick, and sometimes it bunches up a lot. But I know that the chicane, the hairpin, near the end of the lap, early sector 3, that's the one I've really got to watch out for on lap number 1. It's amazing that that race was that much of a struggle, especially when it's one I'm good at. It's frustrating when it does not come together. But let's get to our next. Finding this challenge, at least starting out, really difficult, especially with that full damage part being on. Yeah, if it was trimmed down a little bit, a little
What does
bumping
the
and
Spanish
grinding,
Grand Prix have
you
in
can
store
fight your
for
way
us
through the
today, I
field.
wonder? I hope we see some tight
But no
wheels and
flashbacks
down the main
and full
straight.
damage,
Circa
fighting through a
Manchester
field
way
that
back in
doesn't
91.
relent, that doesn't
Maybe we'll have a more
give you
strategic
space.
race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult.
Getting your elbows out doesn't necessarily
Into
work.
Barcelona, Catalunya then. A high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend.
Turn 10 is the one I'm talking about. That almost full
Before we
hairpin
begin,
there.
let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on
Hamilton
pole
on pole
position,
again.
and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Leclerc, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, and Roman Grosjean. Stroll, Fiat, Alexander Albon, and Norris. Raikkonen, Perez, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Robert Kubica, Russell, and the Professor. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Kubica qualifies ahead of Russell for the first time ever. Only time ever. Even in game, Russell's always ahead of Kubica.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead breaking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good
And
luck.
the hairpin for 10. Got it. Okay. Come on. Come on. One clean race. One race into the midfield. Scary sequence there. There's a dive that works. To 18th. This one could be another tricky corner. All the way to the grass to avoid the contact.
We're looking good from the start.
Light. Easy. Here comes the hairpin. It's gonna get all backed up. Careful through here. Get a good exit. Try to get a good run down towards one. Try the momentum through. Raikkonen blocking. Whoa. Heavy braking. We make it. And we complete the pass.
Got the place.
Okay, here comes the hairpin. Gotta watch out.
Engine is showing small signs of wear. Power output will be down.
Okay, hey, we are finally in a race.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS
Purple sector
is
1.
now available.
Green sectors 2 and 3. And and DRS now a factor. Albon and Perez battling each other. Nowhere to go, nowhere to go. Thinking about having a look, but there's nowhere really to go on that one. Still nowhere to go. Not the place to pass.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Oh, come on, Albon. Jeez, I was more than beside you. I was ahead of you. And I just got turned around from behind. I don't have damage, but my race is completely ruined here. That was 100% on them. It was Raikkonen. Raikkonen just took me out of the race. That's awesome. I've got no damage though. That's the amazing thing, is I'm not out. That was 100% Raikkonen. He just hit me from behind. I tried to make a move on Albon, but Albon cuts me off, blocks me off, even though I was fully 100% beside him. And then it squeezes me out, and in my recovery, Raikkonen takes me out. So Raikkonen is last place. Just 3 seconds down. Alright, how much time did I lose? And Kubica's long gone. And plus there was the time of dropping back all those positions. There they are though. So we're not out of this race yet, but
0.2 seconds.
round's made up. Just about back in this race. We're already about to enter the final lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
A rich mix for this lap. There they are. Nope. Oof. Saved it. Too much curb. Oh no! Pushed too much. I really pushed too much. I took too much curb on the inside there, and that set me back. And then I tried to not lift and coast that little bit with the setup the way it was. With the right setup, turn 9, you can go flat out. I didn't have the right setup. I lifted and coasted every lap, except that lap. I lifted to about 90%. Not enough. Just caught that little bit of gravel, and around we went. But that was that for the first time. Not my fault. All the previous races were entirely my fault.
Consistency was probably the key today.
I've been taken out once before, and I can, like, well, Azerbaijan, Kubica, put me in the wall, just punted me in. He opens the door, I take the space, and then he just closes it while I'm already there. And he just drove right across into me. So, not the first time. And that's the thing about the AI in F1 2019. Even with it turned down, they are still aggressive.
Let's have a
They're
look
so
at the
aggressive
driver's stand.
in this year's game.
It's a
I
great
don't.
result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table.
Alrighty. Well. So we come so close to making something happen in Spain. Running comfortably, back midfield, out of the points, yes, but carefully working my way up. And then I get taken out from behind. I didn't make a mistake in that corner or anything. I had that close fight trying to get ahead where I lost a tenth. And that dropped me back a little bit, but it wasn't like there was a mistake in there or anything when Raikkonen took me out. And then I took myself out at the end, pushing too hard, trying to get something, out of beyond 19th. Really fighting. I was running real clean, but that last lap I was running out of time real fast. So that was my bad on the finish, but yeah, Raikkonen just takes me out from behind.
Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historical event.
Nope. And now we go into the most difficult one of all. Low AI at Monaco, where it's so hard to pass, and it's so hard to not hit the wall, period. Especially with a generic setup. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna die. This will be a miracle if we get through one lap. Oh, that is beautiful though. Engine, rear downforce, and weight all coming through. That I will take. Mercedes off the chart. They're so high up. Red Bull has gone ahead of Ferrari by a slight margin, and we just opened up the gap to the midfield. Big time. Now, I just need a result. And it's hard because I've got to get top 6 now. Okay, no upgrades going on right now as they all just came through. 945 is going to be enough for at least 1, maybe 2. We're starting to get into majors here. Let's get front down for us. It's going to make that generic difference race by race. Weekend after weekend. There you go. It's amazing that you turn down the AI and it gets harder, not easier. Especially with how aggressive these AI are. Our reputation's almost gone with the team. I will be lucky to finish a lap. I really will. And I think I have every intention of doing what I like to do at Monaco, which is really, really hang back until after Casino Square. And then start coming. But I don't know if there's ever a good place to make a pass here. So just trying to get through the race is about all you can do. I almost want to get to the inside for Sandoval, take the penalty, the seconds, but pass, 8 cars by cutting the corner. Maybe I'll try to do that if I get a good run. At least try something, at least get into the middle of the pack. And that's the tricky thing when you're faster. Braking's trickier. But then, they don't give you space. Passing on the outside is always tricky. But here, there's nowhere to pass on the outside. It's all about inside moves. And if they won't give you the space to do it, how are you supposed to get past anyone?
Come a long way in the intervening half century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix.
So maybe I just go super slow from the back, hang back, and get an opportunity when it comes, but don't force anything.
19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. It's time to take a look
natural
at the
habitat
starting
of
grid
the
for
safety
today's
car.
race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out
Hamilton
Max
on pole.
Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, and
I'm not
Bottas.
confident entering this after 5
Ricciardo,
races
and
turning out the way they have.
Hulkenberg, Perez, Lando Norris, and Stroll, Albon, Giovinazzi.
But I can tell you the way the AI is,
The Professor, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now
this will be the slowest race, by far. This will be the one where my pace versus their pace, I could have the biggest advantage that I would have on any track. So I've already figured out the way the AI works. It's not slow on
We're in
straights.
amongst the pack and just need to stay in one piece.
It's slow on the turns. And you're constantly turning here. There's one minor straightaway that's at a curve. And then where we're at right now, the pit lane straight. And it's super short. So it's the shortest straight of the entire calendar. So they are probably going to be really slow. Maybe I can take advantage of that. Maybe. I can get that right sequence of corners, get behind somebody, feel out how they're driving. And maybe I can force some moves through some of these turns. And somehow keep it clean. Maybe my worst track normally can be my best track here. I'm hoping, okay? I'm hoping. Glass is half full, people. Half full. Give me a like, help me out if you agree that half full, that the optimism is good. Alright, here we go. I don't know. Shoot to the inside or be patient. Well, shoot to the inside never works. It takes a wing every time, so hanging back. No heroics into Sandoval. Thank you. Oof. Just definitely looking to the inside of Russell there, and the space just went away in a hurry. Coasting, coasting, coasting. First gear. We're so slow, it's a yellow flag. Wow, I'm even slower than they are. It's a little loose. And at least I'm making the turns. Boy, the Williams can't hardly get around this track. I don't like the balance here for the Haas, but at least it makes it around the track. It's got enough downforce to make the turns. Woo! Little loose through there. Sandoval almost took me home. Okay, caught back up. Still taking it easy because, you know, it's Monaco. Okay, we're catching back up. Catching back up.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Little touch there. Trying to pick up my pace so that I can get into this race. They're not as slow as I expected. They are definitely not as slow as I expected. Clearly.
The battery is low on energy, reducing.
They're faster than I am through Casino Square. And that's where I'm losing all my time. Now, I'm used to being last here. This is the one track. Uh-oh. Oh, thank you for no wing damage. Appreciate it. That's game over. Wing damage at Monaco. For me. For me, anyway. As I'm clearly not so good at Monaco. It's so tough, especially with that generic setup.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to
I know, I'm racing hard. Hey, I am in last place, but I am not a lap down. Oh yeah, I'm hearing that ICE. A little whine. Okay, after this race, I will be changing all my components. My second brush with the wall in this race.
Engine is looking a little warm. Power output will be less than.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no. Why is it every time I cannot handle this corner? Turning's gonna get a lot harder all of a sudden. Definitely have to lift and coast through there now. Definitely don't want to pull a Max Verstappen here, except for I just did. At least I didn't break a wheel. It's one lap to go. So one lap to go on a broken car.
This is your final lap of the race.
I know, I hear the ICE whining. I'm almost glad I'm just completing
Gap ahead is 9.6 seconds.
the race. This is going to be tough. This is so tough to make already, but when you take off the wing, even though there really is no use of downforce there, the game doesn't understand that. Hamilton, the race winner, getting fast lap on the final lap. And though I am well behind, I'm actually happy. That's funny. This is the happiest I've been, because really this is my worst track, my favorite track, but it's my worst track. It is so hard to drive in F1 2019 in a Williams. It's not much better in a Haas, but with the setup that I had, it was still easier to drive than it was for Williams. But take a couple knocks on the wall, and then all of a sudden it gets impossible to get around that track. And that's the thing, you lower that downforce performance at all, and that car just becomes a tank through those streets.
A large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to
And that was that last lap and a half for sure.
And that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of
I was
trouble.
just about there for 3.5 laps before brushing the wall. Grosjean takes 10th. Boy, he's feeling good these days. Without Magnussen to show him up all the time.
It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
take a brief look at the standings at this point.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton
who moves
pulling
further
away.
ahead at the top of the table. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
It's a tough one, but I think I have to give it to Robert Kubica. He really impressed me out there today, and I think he has every right to be happy with that result.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings.
Kubica?
Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand
Did
Prix
nobody
is Alfa
change
Romeo,
positions?
Whose good result moves them further up the championship. I'm equal parts exhausted and
Okay.
elated with this weekend.
Kubica 18th to 16th.
Be sure to join us for the next
And that really is. That's the only changes. Gio dropped 2 places. Kubica moved up 2 places. And Russell moved up 1 place. And I moved down 1. That's it. 5 laps around Monaco. That's how hard it is to pass here. Hey, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. I know I suck now, but there is hope. There is hope. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.